Okay, guys. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nichole, and I'm a person in recovery. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015. So I wanted to come on tonight, you guys, and talk to y'all real fast about the opposite of addiction. So this was inspired by Dr. B. He made a video the other day on TikTok talking about the opposite of addiction being connection or connectiveness, right? And so I wanted to talk about that because I truly believe that 100% that, you know, that we need to find fellowship and other people that we can relate to when we're getting sober and connect with them. And that helps us to stay sober. Hey guys, let me put y'all in my holder really fast. Hold on. Good evening, my dears. So there you go. Well, can't keep my wife. Hold on, guys. There we go. Okay. All right. Hey, y'all. Oh, y'all can tell I've lost weight, can't y'all? Y'all can tell. Shelly, girl, I am so happy with the results of this medication. Like, I could literally cry right now, you guys. I'm so happy. Okay, we're going to do a quick update on that. So for those of you guys that do not know, I started a medication called Saxenda 5 days ago. It is a daily injection of a medication called, or the active ingredient is liraglutide, Lirglutide. And I give myself an injection every morning, and it's an EpiPen injection, so it's not like a, syringe. And, yeah.
I'm not going to eat my food, but I love it. It's because my tooth is, like, loose.
Come here.
I just knocked it straight out.
You did? Where's it at? Come here, bring it to me.
I don't have it in my hand, but it's like...
Let me see the tooth. Come here.
My fork literally, like, moved it forward.
Come here. Let me see. Open. Oh, yeah, baby. It's going to come out soon.
I'm not going to... No, but I knocked it out on accident.
You can pull it out probably right now. No, you're going to wait? Okay. So, I started the injection 5 days ago, and so far, so good. But let me tell you how it's been. So, I think I've probably lost about 6 pounds, honestly, you guys, in 5 days. No cap. No cap. For real. Okay, and I feel amazing. The only thing I'm having is some side effects. My stomach is really fucking bloated. Like, it literally feels like it's full, and all I ate today was a banana, 2 bites of rice, and a spinach wrap. Chicken, cheese, hummus spread on the wrapped up, and I ate that. And a small bag of those little cheese puffs. The girls know because they were on a Patreon live with me. But that's all I've eaten today. The side effects are gas, bloatedness, headaches, and a sharp pain in my lower abdomen. But baby, I can take it. I can take it, honey, because I'm not hungry. That's the key here. Before I got on this medication, it was like I had this hunger all the time, a constant hunger. And I could never like really feel it unless I gorged myself, And then I would eat so much, I would make myself sick. And so this medication has literally made me have so much more confidence in the 5 days I've been taking it. I feel better. I'm happier. I'm not so focused on my meals. Like I was so, like, this is how bad it was. Like when I would eat breakfast, you guys, when I would eat breakfast, I would be, what's wrong, Nate?
I'm just making noises.
Okay. When I would eat breakfast, I would be thinking about lunch. When I would eat lunch, I would be thinking about dinner. It was like I was always not satisfied. And I finally feel like satiated and satisfied. And my stomach and my brain is like, I'm full. It's like you guys, it's a miracle. It's a miracle, honestly. That's how I feel about this medication. I feel like it is a literal miracle. So,
Can I show them my list here?
do not step on my computer, Nate.
We'll move it like
Come over here and show them. Come right behind me. Oh my God, it's about to fall out.
What do you mean?
It's going to come out. His tooth is coming out, you guys. Hey, Ukraine, sweetheart. Hey, Sam. Hey, Ann. So that's the update on that. Now let's talk about the opposite of addiction, which is connection, okay? So for the longest time, you guys, when I was in my active addiction, I isolated myself. Only person I was around was my husband, and that was because he was my using buddy. That was no way to live. It was a lonely life, you know? I was unhappy. I was depressed. I was constantly anxious, constantly worried if I was going to be able to obtain my drug of choice the next day. And that's just no way to live. It's a miserable way. It's a miserable existence. And so when I got sober, I automatically thought like, okay, I just need to like stay to myself and not talk to people and stay away from all those people I used to use with, right? Which is good because I don't need to be around those people. But I still needed to be able to learn how to have healthy friendships. And that's one thing that I struggled with at the beginning of my recovery was building healthy friendships. Who's that? Come here, Jana. Building healthy friendships for me was hard because I'm the kind of person that would put so much into the beginning of my friendship and then I fizzle out at the end. And it's not because I don't love or care about the people that I'm friends with. It's just because I kind of like, I get to this point where I'm just like not wanting to be on the phone and I just kind of like say to myself, you know? And so I have had to learn now in my recovery at 5 years sober how to reach out and not isolate myself. And you guys have been helping me with that in Patreon because a lot of you guys will call me and be like, hey girl, we hadn't heard from you in a while. Are you okay?
Mom.
And it's just because that's what I'm so used to doing. Yes, Nate?
Tomorrow do you have to go straight to the dentist?
No, your tooth will fall out on its own, son. You don't have to go to the dentist. Come here, Jana.
Go lay down. Go lay down.
Hey, Brenda. You're okay, girl. I'm glad you're here. So when I was in active addiction, I didn't realize that my life was like, well, no, I did. I realized that my life sucked, but I didn't know how to fix it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so therefore I continued the behavior because I didn't know what to do to make it better. Sorry, I know this is driving y'all crazy. It wasn't until I figured out a way to make it better and get sober that I was able to actually get help. And, you know, I know a lot of you guys find me because you are trying to get help for yourself or you're trying to get help for a loved one. And, you know, my mom spent 10 plus years trying to get me to go to treatment and actually like learn and get the help that I needed. I've been to 5 or 6 different rehab centers before I finally got what I needed to do done. And that was get sober and stay sober. And it was not until I lost Nathaniel that it opened me up to actually changing. Because the consequences of my addiction, even though I went to prison, even though I lost my car and sold it for drugs, even though I had lost many jobs and wrecked many vehicles and hurt so many people, the consequences weren't bad enough for me. They weren't making me want to change. It wasn't until my son was taken away that consequence was enough. And one of the main things that I want to work with you guys with, if you have somebody who's struggling with addiction, is how to stop enabling that person. And baby, let me just tell y'all something. I have just recently started to learn how to stop enabling. It is very hard, especially when it's somebody that you love and you care about and you don't want to see them hurting, but you actually have to allow them to hurt. They need to feel the consequences of their addiction and how they're harming themselves and others. Because if you don't let them feel it and you keep saving them, they're not going to change. They are not going to change if you keep saving them, if you keep rescuing them, if you keep buying them food, if you keep paying their rent, if you keep stopping them from going into their job when they're high so they don't lose their job. if you start taking their keys away so they don't wreck their car. These are all enabling, okay? And I didn't even realize that. I thought I was just helping. I thought I was keeping them safe. I thought I was protecting that person from hurting themselves. Nope. I was playing God because I was intervening on something that was going on. I needed to let it naturally take its course. And that's what you have to think about, you guys. When you have somebody that's in their active addiction and you are getting so involved in their life and you're obsessed with helping them, and it takes on a whole new thing of obsession. It's like you are obsessing over their sobriety. You are obsessing over whether they get help. You are obsessing over whether they get treatment or not. They don't even care. They could care less whether they get treatment or not. They're just saying that they're going to make you happy. It's not because they want it. You know, they could care freaking less. And I hate to say that, but that's the way it is. They're not in that mindset that you're in. You guys are on two different playing fields. And so until we can let go and stop enabling our loved ones and allow them to go through those feelings of losing things and experiencing bad consequences, then we're prolonging the inevitable. God. And I think back to it. I think back to when my parents were still enabling me for a little bit. And my mom is a tough cookie, man. She caught on real quick. And she was like, oh, ma'am, I am not going to enable you anymore. I am not going to help you get high and fucked up. You're not going to do it in my house. You're not going to do it on my watch. And she kicked my ass smooth fuck out. Real fast, y'all. Real fast. But damn, it's hard. It hurts so bad, it will make your stomach curl. It'll make you so sick because you're sending that person and you almost feel like you're sending them to battle, to the war by themselves. But I wasn't helping them fight the war because I'm not. Here's the thing, like when I'm stopping you from going to your job because I don't want you to get fired and you're going into your job messed up or whatever the case may be, and I'm stopping you from doing that so you don't lose your job. What I'm doing is I'm just helping you to keep that job, and they need to know what's going on because you don't need to be doing this anymore. You need to make a change. Do you know what I'm saying? I did this too, you guys. I got fired from my job at Kroger because I went in and I was high on Xanaxes. I had stayed up all night with Neil. This was back in 2012. We had stayed up all night long. And then that morning when I woke up, I needed to calm myself down because I had been high on meth. And so I took like 6 bars of Xanax. I remember because I had them in my wallet and I didn't share any with Neil. And I went into my job and I ate them and I was working and I was trying to like do my job. And I thought I was doing a great job, y'all. I was stocking the produce. I was doing the milk. I was doing all kinds of stuff. And I remember Mr. Gaddis coming over to me and going, Nichole, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, just talking. And that's when my big manager came down and he was like, we need to take you to the drug test place. And I was like, what? Yeah, we need you to take a drug test, Nichole. And I was like, okay. So I got in the car and went to take a drug test with him. And we got all the way there. And then I was like, I ain't taking no drug test. And so then we drove back and they fired me, you guys. They fired me. But listen, they had given me a chance. They had sent me to treatment 6 months before that. And so I was just barely making it by, you know? And so you can only keep on repeating that same behavior before your job's going to be like, you know, I can't do this anymore with you. Like, because then your job is just enabling you. If your job keeps giving you chance after chance after chance, you're a liability and they're enabling your addiction by allowing you to work there while you're still abusing drugs and alcohol. You know, it's just not healthy. When you are a drug addict, you cannot take drugs or alcohol no matter what, not even just a little bit. And I think what happens to some of us is we get sober and we stay sober for a little while. And then we get into this point in our mind where we think, maybe I can just take drugs just one time just to see how it makes me feel and relax. And that you cannot do that, you guys. You cannot do that. I smoked pot when I went to California, and it was so much fun. I laughed my ass off. It felt great. But I know that I cannot come back to Arkansas and chief pot every single day, you guys, because I will not stop chiefing the reefer. I will be smoking every day, and I will never get out of bed, and I will eat 3 or 4 pizzas at a time, and I will literally be recording from my bed like this. What's up? I will never get up. Ask Sam and his brother. I ordered us a 3-course meal of Chili's because that's how fucked up I get when I smoke one puff off of a joint. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just cannot do it, you guys. And so I'm learning that about myself, that even with the littlest things like medical marijuana, I still have such an addictive nature that I cannot take anything into my body like that as prescribed. You know what I mean? I was talking to my mom about it the other day, you guys, because my sister actually has a medical marijuana card, and she gets medical marijuana for glaucoma. True story. My sister that came on the channel the other day, she has glaucoma so bad that she got a script for marijuana, and she uses it. It helps her. And I was telling my mom, like, I don't understand how she can do that and function, because I would just be smoking and never get out. I would just be smoking and laughing, smoking and laughing, smoking and laughing. But anyway, you know, connecting with other people that are in recovery, you guys, is so important. And I know a lot of you have been attending the Mara meetings, which is amazing. I am so proud of all of you guys. Murk, I have to brag about you for a second. I have had so many people reach out to me and say that Murk has taken them under their wing, that he has been helping them, sending them the meetings, all these things. And I just feel like, I remember when Murk first started coming around Real Talk Recovery like a year ago, I think. This time last year, I think. And maybe a little bit before that. And I remember you saying, like, you were miserable and you hadn't been doing anything, and you started coming and hanging out with us and doing just the Real Talk Recovery live streams. And now you're like doing the damn thing, and you're helping people get sober, that's how you're going to stay sober, you guys. When you get to a place where you're able to give back, you need to help others. Because giving back and helping others is what keeps you out of your own way. It keeps you from being selfish. It keeps you from seeking relief, and it keeps you from your ego. It keeps you balanced and humble, because when you're actually helping people and you get to see people that are in the throes of their addiction and struggling, it helps you remember where you came from. You know what I'm saying? You have to help others. If you get sober and you don't help others, you will be missing a link in your recovery. I promise you that. It is literally the thing that keeps me going. If I didn't have Real Talk Recovery, if I didn't have my job working with people who are in their recovery and getting help, I would be unhappy. It is my passion to help other people. It is literally the gas that keeps me going in my sobriety. Today I was talking to my dad's best friend. They have known each other since kindergarten. And they both got high and drunk together. But my dad's best friend turned into a coke addict, a coke and alcoholic. He was tooting cocaine and drinking alcohol. And my dad was doing it with him, but my dad just said, man, forget this shit. I don't want to do this anymore, and quit, because my dad does not have the disease of addiction. But my dad's best friend, Bill, does. Well, he's been sober for over 30 years. And I was talking to him today, and he was telling me, he said, you have figured out that helping others, you have got to help others. You have to give back, because that's how you are going to stay sober. That, and, you know, having a connection with your higher power and being around other people in recovery. He said, I have been sober for 30 years and I still do 5 meetings a week. You know, like, that is serious. This is coming from somebody who, this dude, you guys, he's a millionaire. Okay. He's building a $1 million house in Florida. He lives in New York, where my dad's from. And he, like I said, was doing cocaine, drinking alcohol, turned his life around, and has been sober, you know. And you have got to keep on seeking more. When you get sober, you can't just say, okay, I got sober. That's it. This is it. I have nothing else to do. You have to constantly be learning and growing and seeking more recovery, more ways to help, more things to learn about your sobriety and about addiction. You know, I am constantly learning new things. I'm constantly learning new recovery programs, new ways that people are getting and staying sober other than just the 12 steps. You know what I'm saying? I'm constantly learning new situations. I'm coming into contact with people that are using drugs that I've never heard of, and I'm seeing how they're affecting them, and I'm learning how to help this person in this situation. And then maybe next time when I have a person that's going through something similar, I'll be able to help that person. Like, I'm learning through helping and learning that through my experience, you know. Excuse me, this medicine gives me gas, y'all. But it also just helps me to hear somebody else that's been sober for so many years. And I told him like what I was doing with you guys. I told him about my job. I told him about how I was doing. And he said, I already know you're doing great. I can hear it in your voice. And he's like, your father told me all about you, how good you're doing. And I'm like, that makes me feel so good that my dad is proud of me and that he's able to tell other people that I changed my life. Because I never thought I was going to be able to get off drugs. I never thought that I was going to be able to change my life, you guys. I really didn't think that I was going to be able to turn my life around. I thought that my life was over. You know, when Nathaniel got taken away, that was the worst time in my life. And this year has been one of the worst years of my life. But it has also been the best year of my life because I have learned so much and I have overcome so many obstacles this year, and I have not gotten high. This year has been a shit show, but I haven't fucked up, and that is a miracle. You know, there's many times this year that I could have gotten high. There was times where I was holding drugs in my hand, and I could have gotten high, and I did not get high. So that tells me that something I'm doing is working. Whether it's coming on here and telling all my life story and snitching on my addiction every day, or working with others, or praying and meditate, whatever it is, I'm doing something right. Something is working for me here, you guys. And I'm telling you, I started this channel in 2017. I needed support. I needed people I could talk to. So I started to build a community. And it has been everything, y'all. It has literally saved my life. This channel right here has been my community, saved my life, given me support, helped me get a job where I get to work and help other people. Okay? I have met my best friends working and doing my channel here. Okay? I have gotten opportunities I would have never had. Went on fucking Death's channel with 500,000 people on there. Went on the TV show. This all happened in 2020, baby. 2020. 2019 for Death, but 2020 for the TV show and everything else. It's just a big deal to me, you guys. You know, I might not be like somebody with 500,000 subscribers or something, but every one of y'all, 6,000 of y'all are important to me. And I worked my ass off to get every single one of you guys over here. It was not easy to do every single day videos. It wasn't easy to sit here and be vulnerable and pour my heart out on my times that I was struggling the most, you know. And I'll share more with you guys about what's going on in my life in another video, because I have a whole other thing I got to share with you guys about in a new video. But I am going to keep doing what I'm doing, being honest and transparent and helping and sharing my experience and sharing what I'm going through every day, because it is helping me. It is helping me. You know, and if you're someone who is embarrassed or ashamed to talk about how you're feeling or what you're going through, I have to tell you, you're really doing yourself a disservice, because you need to talk about how you feel and what you're going through and what you struggle with. It will save your life. If you can find somebody in recovery that you trust, that you can talk to, that can sponsor you or mentor you, or if you're ballsy like me and you just want to get on the internet and tell everybody your damn life story, I'm telling you, it is worth it. It has literally changed my life. I would not trade any of it for the world. I would not go back and change anything. I've made mistakes on the internet. I have made people that don't, I have made some enemies on the internet, but it has all been worth it. All been worth it. I'm going to be celebrating 6 fucking years sober in July. Dude, I'm going to be, imagine when I'm saying I've got 10 years sober, y'all. Like, I'm so serious. Like, we're going to be doing that. I saw somebody on TikTok today that found my channel way back in 2017. And he was like, I remember watching your channel before I ever even started using drugs. And then I remember seeing your channel when I was using drugs and you were talking about the steps and how to get sober. And now he's sober 1 year. And so I'm telling you guys, like, you're going to always be able to come back here and be finding me. I'll be here for the rest of my life, probably telling stories as I get older, telling stories about Nate, all that good stuff. I don't know if I told y'all this the other day, but Nate had his best friend over about 3 weeks ago. And they were playing outside, having the best time of their life. Well, all of a sudden, Nathaniel ran up into the house, you guys. He's like, Mom, Brooks hit his head. And so, of course, you know me, I was fucking tripping. I ran outside, and he was over at the next door neighbor's house, and he had a paper towel on his head covered in blood. So I picked him up and I brought him into the house and I pulled that paper towel away. And there was a gash in his head about that long. And you could see his skull. And I literally thought, okay, I have had my head busted open about 3 times. And so I told him to hold the pressure on there and to relax. And I got a rag and a tourniquet and tied it around his head so it would keep it on there and keep it tight. And I calmed him down and called his mom. But I couldn't have done any of that if I was getting high. If I was getting high, I wouldn't have known what to do. I probably wouldn't even woke up if they came and got me. I probably would have been hiding in the bathroom somewhere. And see, I can be of service and take care of my son and be the cool mom who has all the kids over to their house because I'm sober today. You know, people trust me because I'm sober. You know, people want to be around me because I'm doing the right thing today. You know, it feels fucking good, you guys, to do the right thing and have support and love from people that I know they never thought I was going to make it. Neil's mom, I know. She didn't ever think I was going to get sober. I know she didn't. And now she calls me and she tells me she's proud of me. And she text messages me to check on me and check on my son and check on her son. And yeah, it's a pretty good feeling. My old boss, Miss Brewer, I know she thought I was going to get sober, but she just didn't know when. She calls me and says how proud she is of me still. I mean, there's people from all over that knew me when I was in active addiction, and they're just all like, they're so proud. They're like, damn. I have friends of mine who just got out of prison, and they call me and say, you know, hey, I just got out of prison, and I saw your Facebook, and I know you're sober, and I wanted to reach out for support. Hell yeah. You know, like, that's a big deal, you guys. I want everyone to know that I didn't do anything that none of you can't do, okay? Everything I did, you can do, okay? Everything that I've done, you can do this too. All you have to do is get involved. Find where you fit and get involved. You know, try the Mara program out. Try the meetings that Mara does. We link them in the Hangouts chat. Everyone is welcome to join those meetings. Murk links damn near all the chat, all the meetings every time. Sometimes he has a day where he forgets, but that's like barely ever. He's always on it. So there's always like Mara meetings going on throughout the day. I'm always on TikTok, you guys. Always. Like, I go live from TikTok there.
Right now?
No, I'm on YouTube.
I was just saying, like.
Hey, Drew Tendo, what's up, man? Pray for my wife. She stops meth. I will absolutely pray for her. And you know she can text me, Drew, if you want her to text me, and I'll try to talk to her for you. No judgment here. I'm super, like, just chill, and I'll do my best I can to help her. Okay? But we're all here to support you, man, and we understand. I've totally been there. Thank you, Murk, for doing that. I was going to ask you to link that. There is the Hangouts chat link if you guys want to join and come to the Mara meetings. Mara is going to have a 24-hour marathon meeting where basically they're going to be live streaming on Zoom for 24 hours doing meetings. So you guys should come. Pop your head in there. Say hi. I know I'm going to. Everybody is welcome there with non-judgment. It's a non-judgmental, all-inclusive recovery support program. What, baby?
Is no one...
Neil, why don't you get Nate in the shower and get him settled down?
Does no one care that I have a loose tooth that may come out?
They all said hi and that they're proud of you. And they all know about your loose tooth because you just showed it to them.
Well,
Nate wants to know if y'all even care about his loose tooth. Hold on, let's see what they say. He's getting jealous. He wants some attention, y'all.
They're saying nothing.
No, wait a second. Give him a second to type, boy.
And they all left.
Awesome, Nate. This guy says awesome, Nate. Jen says, of course we care, Nate. Lost Souls says, of course we care. Hey, Lost Souls. Jess says she cares too. We love you so much, Nate. That's what Jen said. Okay? Thanks, guys.
That's my little jelly bear.
Shelly says, that's so cool that it's loose. Anne says, clap, heart, frog, bee, butterfly. The Ukraine sweetheart says she hopes the tooth fairy brings you something great.
Actually, he's going to bring me... He better bring me $27.
$27 is what he says the fairy better bring him. Whatever happened to 25 cents underneath the pillow? These kids these days, they just think they get all the money, don't they?
Yeah.
And one of my other friends, Lost Soul, said he loves your outfit.
Oh.
Oh, Lost Souls. He got it from Target. I bought it for him today. It's his new jacket. Put it on and show everybody. It's his new jacket. He begged me for it.
Show them it, like.
Awesome. That's
my leg.
Are you okay? He hustles me, Jen, all the time, girl. How did you know? Listen, I always say that too. I say to my mom, I always tell Nate to hustle my mom. Why did you go hustle your Nana? We all know where he gets it from me, little hustler. Okay, buddy, go get in the shower, please. You've got to take a shower because you're stinky. Okay, have your daddy put you in the shower. Daddy? Okay, this is going to drive me insane. But I haven't done one of these where I just come on here and talk to you guys in a while. So I thought I would come on here and just chit chat with y'all. You know what I mean? I also don't want anyone here on YouTube. I don't want you guys to think or feel like I've forgotten about you. I want y'all to know that I have been spending a lot of time on TikTok, but it's because the app is so convenient. Like I can just upload 30 to 60-second videos and it's done, you know, but I am trying to commit to doing Mondays and Fridays here, you know, and I know y'all love it when I just come on and chit chat. I used to do this all the time, guys. Sam, before you guys ever came around, I want you to go all the way back to my videos way back in the day, you guys. I used to come on here all the time. You guys can find videos from like 4 Christmases ago and see how I have progressed. You can also watch how I slowly gained weight over the years. Look at my book my sister got me. I want to show you guys. Have y'all ever read this? Yeah, they're good, aren't they, guys? I know. I'll try to do more of them. I'm sorry I haven't been around as much. And okay, so tell me this, you guys. I'm going to make some pre-recorded videos. Drew, man, I'm telling you, with methamphetamine, you just have to never try it, man. Like, that's the best thing you can do is just never pick up. That's why I try to teach my son every day about the dangers of drugs. And he's 6 years old and I'm already teaching him about it. And I think a lot of people could benefit from doing the same thing. Teaching their children early. But anyways, I would love for you guys to like message me and let me know what videos you guys want me to make next. That really does help me out a lot. Hey, Amanda. It really helps me out a lot when you guys give me suggestions. Oh, listen to me, man. I shot meth for like 10 years. It is no joke. It is no joke. Methamphetamine will steal your soul. I was sharing with everybody over on TikTok how I used to go into hallucinations after being up on meth for a couple days. And I remember this one time I stayed up for like 12 days, you guys. And I was hallucinating that my whole family was around me. My family was there. My boss was there. It was crazy. How did I quit? I went into treatment for 30 days. I had to go into treatment so I could get away from the people, the places, and the things, because I was so entwined with the drug world that I was just a hot mess. Okay, Murk, love you. Bye. I was really entwined into it. So getting away from it and going to treatment saved my life. And your wife might need that. She might need to unplug and get away. You know, are you sober? Are you not a drug user? Because where is she going to get drugs from? Is she getting them from her friends? I mean, you can't stop her, from doing it. But if she wants to stop and she needs help, then she needs to get into treatment maybe. I was talking to a young lady on the phone the other day. She was so sweet. And she was telling me how she had been sober for a little bit and then she relapsed on methamphetamine, and that she's afraid to get sober because of the come down and how depressed she gets, I can totally relate to that. The post-acute withdrawal that I experienced coming off of drugs and the depression and the anxiety that I felt sucked. And I think back to it and I think, how did I get through it? You know how I got through it? I got through it by talking to other people, sharing, not shutting up, literally talking about it all day long. I would come on here and I would cry about how I was feeling, or I would call somebody and cry about it, It's amazing how these videos help even myself that has a good addiction instead of a drug addiction. Gives me so much inspiration. All this is relatable to literally any addiction, not only drugs. Hey, Ukraine sweetheart, food. Yes, girl. Listen to me. My addiction to food, like I said, that's why I got on the medication that I'm on. I don't know if you were here when I was sharing about that, but I'm on a new medication called Saxenda, which is an injection I give myself once a day. And it has literally blocked my receptors that think about food. And so it's blocking my receptors from being hungry. And so it tells my brain and my stomach that I'm full. And so I've had to remind myself to eat for the last 5 days, which is a miracle because I could not stop eating. Since I've gotten sober, all I thought about was eating. I thought about food when everything, celebrating, going out, going to the movies. What are we going to eat? Where are we going to go to eat? How's it going to taste? Like everything was surrounded by food, you guys. And I needed something to help me because my brain was so hyper-focused on food. Just like I was when I was in my addiction. The same medication that I'm taking for my opiate addiction, which is a Suboxone is a partial opioid agonist. That's what this medication is. It's a receptor agonist. So, Jen, that's why I have to start learning new behaviors. That's why I'm trying to start teaching myself how to eat in portions now, because you can stay on it for however long you want to stay on it, but it's expensive if you don't have insurance. And so right now I'm paying out the yin yang because my insurance doesn't pay for weight loss medication, but it's an injection that they used on type 2 diabetics also. It has changed my life in 5 days, you guys. It has changed my life. Because I was struggling so much with my eating. I could not get my eating under control. Drew, Suboxone is a partial opioid agonist, so it wouldn't help with methamphetamine. Yes, Brenda, I want to help any way I can. And I'm here. Brenda, you know that if you need me, you can call me anytime. You have my phone number, and I'm willing to help any way I can. And Dr. B and our team is here too. We want to be there to support you and and everything. Okay, so I'm not going to say any more, but you know what I mean, girl. So Saxenda, like I said, is just a once a day injection of a medication that is called liraglutide, and it's a, like I said, diabetes medication, and it helps people that are diabetic also lose weight. But it has been a godsend, you guys, because I was struggling so much with my eating, and my eating had turned into an obsession and an addiction. And so I'm finally getting it under control. Just in the last 5 days, I've been making healthier choices. Listen to this, you guys. I bought a bunch of salads. I bought a bunch of pre-made, prepped meals already, like fajita chicken and rice. This one had roast and carrots, potatoes, and onions. Excuse me. And I'm changing. I'm doing better. I'm drinking lots of water. No, I have not had any insomnia. The only side effects that I've had is bloating, gas, and stomach cramps and headaches. But that's it. So far, so good. But I'm also on a really low dose. I'm going to be going up on my dose tomorrow. Why isn't my phone charging? Hold on, guys. Yes, so Ukraine, sweetheart, yeah, I'm trying to stay under 1,200 calories a day. Hey, Todd, what's up, babe? I got you, man. I got you. Yeah, we are all about... Here's the thing, Todd. For any person who has abused opiates for many, many years, some of us may be on Suboxone for the rest of their lives. And you know what? That's O-fucking-K. You know why? Because we are changing our behaviors. There's a difference between, getting sober and getting off drugs and being abstinent and staying in the solution. That's recovery, right? Then there's also people who get off drugs and they don't do anything and they stay miserable and they stay unhappy. And then there's people like us who are doing something by using a tool such as Suboxone and getting involved and staying in the solution and doing our recovery. So I think it's long time overdue for people to start understanding that sobriety, it looks different for every person, and that the main thing is that we are recovering because we have gained back what was once lost. We are sober because we are no longer repeating the same behaviors over and over and over again, expecting different results, which is insanity. Okay, today we're in recovery. We're helping others. We're doing the right thing. We're taking our medication as prescribed. We're doing recovery. And so we are all about that non-judgment over here, honey, because I had spent too many years of my life being judged by other people, for being on a medication that saved my fucking life. And I will forever help other people that have been on this medication and that need support to find non-judgmental support. It's really important to me to do that. A lot of times, you guys, people don't understand, and when they hear that you're on a medication, they just automatically assume that you're on that medication because you want to get high still, and that somehow that medication is, keeping you like you're getting something more than what they're getting because they're off of everything, and that's not the case with Suboxone. I'm so grateful to be able to have this medication, because it really does help me, and it's changed my life. Here's the thing. I don't take shit from nobody anymore. Okay, I've been on medication-assisted treatment long enough. I've been in recovery long enough that I know what I'm doing is the right thing. I have not obtained 5 years of sobriety by doing bullshit, I have been doing the damn thing. When everybody else told me that I was doing wrong and that I was going to relapse, and when people got mad at me on here on the YouTube, and you get mad at me because I was telling the truth. They get mad at me because the reality was in their face. Like, you have to do the work to stay sober. You cannot just take Suboxone or methadone or Vivitrol or Sublocade or whatever and stay sober. You have got to do work. You have got to put one foot in front of the other and take suggestions. Okay? A lot of you guys are too smart for your own good. You do not listen to direction. You do not let other people help you. And you try to take your sobriety into your own hands and stay sober and recover without help. And you cannot do that. You need to have help. You need to have guidance. Okay, guys? So I'm not trying to bust nobody's balls, but a lot of people used to hate my guts because I would just tell you like it is. You have to do the work to get sober. You cannot expect to stay sober by doing nothing. Okay? And when I say do the work can mean something different for every person. Doing the work for me meant having a sponsor or a mentor. It meant starting a channel and having an accountability family. It meant being of service to others. It meant studying up on the disease of addiction. It meant having a relationship with God. This is what it meant for me. You know what I mean? It could mean for you getting involved in Mara and getting a sponsor. Like, not everybody is going to have to do the extreme, right? I just do a lot of stuff, y'all, because I enjoy it now. I genuinely enjoy being sober. I genuinely enjoy helping other people with recovery. I love it, you know, but I don't mean that you have to be like balls to the wall like I am, you know. But you need to do the work. You have to do something. You have to change something, you know. You have to make changes, because everything is, when you don't change anything and you just keep doing the same thing, you know, then we look at ourselves and we say, why am I still getting the shittiest results ever? Why is this not working for me? Duh, because you're not doing shit. You know what I'm saying, guys? It really does take a lot of dedication and work to get sober and stay sober. It takes a lot of changing. Everything in my life had to change. I had to get rid of all my friends. They weren't even my friends, you guys. They were just people that I used to get drugs. They used me to get drugs, and so on and so forth. You know, and that's another thing that I've got to learn. I've got to start changing my vocabulary. Those people did not care about me. And the people that are giving you drugs and alcohol do not care about you either. Because if they cared, they wouldn't do that. And if they're also using with you, they're just as sick as you are. And you both need to get help. You know, for the longest time, I called those kind of people my friends. And it was because I didn't know what real friends were. I didn't know that friends didn't shoot you up. I didn't know that friends didn't sell you pills or give you pills. I thought those people were my friends, you know? Yes, it's only $2. Brenda, you can join the Patreon. It's only $2 a month if you want to. Sky, he's not. Look, girl, he's right there, sober as a judge. That was over the weekend. That was Friday, Saturday. No, we're way past that part. Now we're in the shame and embarrassment and feeling guilty and trying to get back on track and find a new job part. No, it's okay, girl. It's okay. No big deal. I'm okay, though. Here's the thing, you guys. I know a lot of y'all want to know how Neil's doing. When Neil does the things that he does it behind my back. Okay? He leaves and goes to work and does it behind my back. So I'm not ever there to see it or around to get by it, right? It's not until he comes home that I understand that something has gone on, because I can see it in his eyes, because we've been together for all damn near 10 years, 9 years. Okay? And then I confront him about it. Usually he'll tell me. It might take me a few confrontations, like 2 or 3 times of asking him to please be honest. And then he'll be honest and he'll tell me the truth. And then there's basically nothing I can do at that moment, because he's not in his right mind, right? But I'll tell you this. everything is changing now. You know, I have pulled back and I have stopped enabling him, and you know, now we're reaping the consequences of what has been going on, and hopefully this is going to make changes for him. I think that he is learning now, because he's experiencing consequences, that he can no longer keep doing what he's been doing, because now he's going to have to find a new job. Everything in our life is going to have to change. And, you know, that's the thing, you guys. Just because that he's struggling doesn't mean that I have to do anything differently. It doesn't mean that I have to go out and pick up drugs. It doesn't mean that I have to do anything to hurt myself. And I was really tripping at first, okay? I was really struggling. I thought I needed to. I was like thinking it was my fault. What could I have done different? How could I have controlled him more? How could I have kept him at home? How could have I had took his car keys? How could have I took the money from him and hid his debit card? There's nothing I could do. He would just go around anything. Anything I did, he would go around it. If I took away the debit card, this fool would borrow money from people, y'all. If I took his car keys, shoot, don't put it past him. He'd probably borrow somebody's car or hitchhike. Like, when you want to use and you're in that bad spot in the obsession and you're stuck in it, you will go to great lengths to obtain your drug of choice. And so my husband was under a great deal of stress at his job, and he's also been struggling for a really long time, and he has not done the work. So that was a breeding ground for relapse, and it was a breeding ground for him to stay sick and continue repeating the behavior, because he hasn't put in the work. He had a stressful job and he was unhappy there, and he had people around him that were tempting him and that were offering it to him, that were showing up to his job and texting him, and so he caved and he did it. And now we have to start over from day one, you know. Sonia, he is on Suboxone. He's been on Suboxone the same amount of time I have, for 5 years. He's not abusing opiates. It's sleeping pills or benzodiazepines, you guys. If you don't mind me asking, did he quit his job or did he get fired? Girl, what do you think, Jen? What do you think? I'm sticking by him, Kenneth. I'm not going to leave him. I love my husband, you guys. He's my best friend. And when my husband is on his A game, he is the shit. He's hilarious. He's a good man. He takes good care of us. He loves me. He is a good fucking man. It's just when he does these stupid things that, you know, it's just unfortunate. And that's how the disease of addiction is. People that are good people struggle, you know, and it has been, I'm not making any excuses for my husband, but if it was going to be any year that he was going to struggle, it would be 2020. And a lot of people have been struggling. A lot of people have, you know, and that's why I try to beat it into you guys' heads that you cannot stay sober without doing the work. Okay? My husband is a fucking walking example of having everything you can have in your life. A wife that knows how to stay sober and is teaching people how to stay sober. A great son, a great wife, a great mom, a beautiful life, nice cars, nice house, making good money, loved ones that care so much about him. But if you don't care about yourself, if you're hurting on the inside, if you're struggling, then it's not going to matter. It doesn't matter if you have $1 million, you know? Right. You cannot build a life without any tools. Please talk about more about Mara. Okay, sure, I got you. So Mara is Medication Assisted Recovery Anonymous. It is a 12-step program, but not like you think. It has nothing to do with AA or NA. It is so far away from AA or NA. I'll explain it to you. So the steps don't have any. Nate, get out. Neil, get him out of the shower, please. The steps don't have any like mention of God or any kind of religious thing like that. They're so like, they're the steps that you wish the 12 steps were, at least to me, because they're more open to people that maybe don't believe in in a higher power. But there's 12 steps and 12 traditions, and it was created about 4 years ago by my friend Jeff Kamen. He is actually just finished up getting, I think, his bachelor's degree, and he's like doing like psychology or some kind of something for helping people in the treatment industry. But it is all about non-judgment, all-inclusive recovery support. Okay. In Mara, we believe in living safe, and living safe could be something different for every person. Okay. So that means that we support you no matter what period of that, no matter what stage of your recovery you're in, if you're in active addiction or if you're in sobriety. Okay. Living safe to somebody who's in active addiction could mean I was shooting up heroin, but now I'm only smoking heroin, and that is a step in the right direction. Or I used to be addicted to Roxy's, but now I'm on the methadone clinic. That's a step in the right direction. That's a new way and a new step to living safe. Okay. And it's just so different, you guys, because in Mara, we don't believe in like beating yourself up if you have a lapse. Okay. Like, I don't even think that we really count the time that you've been sober. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. You know, I think a lot of the things that are taught in like AA and NA is that you either are doing good or you failed. You're either in recovery or you're failing at recovery. And with Mara, we don't want there to be any way where you are failing, because you're not. Because as long as you're trying to get sober and moving forward, that is a step in the right direction. That's progress. Progress, not perfection. You know what I'm saying? They have Mara meetings 2 to 3 times a day on Zoom. There's most likely a Mara meeting in your state. You can go to marainternational.org and find a whole list of meetings out of the state, in your state, you guys. There is a link to the Hangouts chat. If you go up the chat, Murk had linked it earlier, and that's where we link all the Mara meetings. Where I'm from in San Francisco, Nichole, the overdose has literally I know. I saw that, Sonia. Dr. B's, one of his guys that works at the doctor's office, sent me an article on how the overdose rate is higher than the people that are dying from COVID. Who asked me to talk about Mara? Hey, Wash Coascat. What else do you want to know? Was that good? Yeah. Well, here's the thing, you guys. Like, addiction, that's what's going to happen eventually. If you continue using, you're going to die. But the way things are today with fentanyl, it's no joke, dude. It's not like back whenever I was getting high and you could like use drugs and you weren't going to be like, you had to like work to kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just like so much more serious. You know what I mean? It's scary, you guys. It's scary. You remember how we used to do those zigzag parts when we were kids? And listen, you guys, like, I'm not the end all be all to recovery, right? But I will do my best to support you and share with you guys resources. I'm not one of those people who just wants you to be here. You can't go anywhere else. Like, I will share with you guys as many resources as I can. All you have to do is message me and ask me for them. You know, I have my DMs open on Instagram. My Instagram is Real Talk Recovery, just like it is here on the channel. Also have the Real Talk Recovery phone line. Like, all you have to do is reach out to me and I'll help you with whatever I can. But anyway, that's the story and I'm sticking to it. That's the end. I'm going to get off here. My throat's kind of getting sore from talking so much. If you guys have any questions, like I said, please send me a DM over on Instagram at Real Talk Recovery, okay? And I am here to support you guys no matter what pathway to recovery that you're choosing to take. If you're struggling and you need support, I want to tell you to please join the Recovery Hangouts chat and come to some Mara meetings with everybody. We'll all be here to support you. I will be live Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on the channel. Okay. You can follow me over on TikTok at Real Talk Recover. at Real Talk Recover with no Y because I couldn't squeeze the Y on the end. You'll see. I got like 29,000 followers over there. Oh, Sona, if you want to join the Hangouts chat, will somebody put the Hangouts chat link in the chat real fast right now? Nikki or Mama, can you link the Hangouts chat? Bye, Reason. See you later, babe. And a desire to live safe. You know how they say in AA, you have to have all you have to have is a desire to stop drinking. Well, in Mara, all you have to have is a desire to live safe. So, hit that like, baby. And look at me, you guys. I'm never going to leave my husband. I'm always going to be here to support him. And I really believe that this is his time. I believe that what's happened, is going to change his life, and he's going to make the changes, and he's going to get better. I know it. And I've already been talking to him because with these newfound changes, guess what? His ass is going to come on the channel and share his story with y'all. No. So that way he can start getting it out of him, and he needs to share with other people. So that way, hold on, guys. Let me see if I can get it. Well, I can't comment, though. Yeah, I can't comment from my phone. Sona, do you know where my community tab is? Hey, Sam, will you do me a favor and get the Patreon Hangouts chat link and share it here, please, for Sona? Was that a good shower? Mm-hmm. Good.
And I did it. And I washed myself.
Sharing, we cannot be ashamed of our addiction. We cannot be ashamed of our struggles. And so sharing is going to help my husband. I was telling him today, I said, you can no longer keep this down in your secret spot. You can't be ashamed. Okay. You have got to start talking about what you've went through and share it, because when you share it, it lessens the load. It puts the burden on someone else, and they can help you carry the load. Okay? Stop being ashamed of where you've come from and what you've been through, and let us help you carry it. I tell my stuff. I went through some shit. I did the worst things I could have ever done in my active addiction. Okay? I lost this beautiful little face right here because of my stupid, dumbass just choices. And now I've changed that, and I'm different. But I'm telling you, I could be embarrassed. I could be ashamed. I could be not talking about it. And I could be hurting myself and using drugs because of that shame. Because that's what keeps us sick, is shame. But I'm not. I'm using my experience, talking about it to help other people. And it helps me. Yes. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I lost my tooth.
Hey, Sona. I will put the chat link. Please go to the video before this one, and I'm going to put it in the comment section, okay? And I'm going to upload it on my community tab, okay? All right, guys. I love y'all. Good night.